Lohia Corp Limited's Draft Red Herring Prospectus describes a public offering for a company that was incorporated on June 5, 2023. At first glance, this presents a significant gap between the age of the legal entity and the scale of the capital being discussed. The document identifies this as a 100% book-built offer, specifically an offer for sale of up to 42.2 million equity shares. Because this is an offer for sale, the company itself is not raising new capital. No proceeds from the IPO will be used for debt repayment, internal expansion, or research and development. To understand how this entity reached the public market, we have to look at the corporate restructuring that preceded this filing and the specific SEBI regulations that now govern its debut. Effectively, this IPO serves as a liquidity event for existing shareholders, rather than a traditional capital-raising round for the business operations. While the legal corporation was formed in 2023, the assets it holds are part of an established technical textile machinery business. These operations were moved into the current structure through a tribunal-approved scheme of arrangement involving a legacy parent company, Lohia Trade Services Limited. Under this scheme, the parent's machinery business and subsidiaries were separated and transferred into a newly formed corporation, originally named Kanpur Packaging Machines. The transfer was backdated to April 1, 2024, before the company adopted the name Lohia Corp Limited. Lohia Corp now functions as the legal container for a mature business unit that was recently carved out of its original parent structure. By examining the list of selling shareholders, we can see who is realizing value through this 42.2 million share offering. The shares are being offered exclusively by the company's promoters, Raj Kumar, Gaurav, and Amit Kumar Lohia, and other members of the promoter group. The prospectus lists the weighted average cost of acquisition for these shares at values ranging from 1 paisa to 5 paisa per share. These nominal costs are not open market purchase prices. They are accounting artifacts of the share swap used during the corporate demerger. This restructuring reset the share capital, allowing the promoters to bring the company to market at a significant premium over their nominal accounting cost. Because the business was recently restructured into a new entity, it must follow specific entry requirements set by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Since the legal entity is less than 3 years old, it does not meet the standard track record requirements for profitability or net worth under SEBI Regulation 6.1. This forces the IPO to proceed under Regulation 6.2, which dictates a strict investor mix. At least 75% of the offer must be allocated to qualified institutional buyers. This requirement acts as a safeguard. Professional institutional investors perform the primary due diligence and price discovery for the recently formed company. If institutional demand does not meet this 75% threshold, the IPO cannot proceed, and all application money must be returned. The structure of this deal is defined by 3 factors: the demerger of a mature business unit, the nominal cost basis of the shares, and the mandatory validation by institutional investors. Retail investors, who are capped at a 10% allocation, are positioned downstream of the institutional pricing verdict. The final outcome now depends on how the book-running lead managers, Equiris and Motilal Oswal, market the company to these institutional blocks. The success of the offer relies entirely on convincing institutional anchors that a mature machinery business housed in a brand new legal shell justifies a valuation far higher than the promoter's nominal acquisition costs.